That quality not only to change ourselves, but to change the world that we live in and leave our footprint or our fingerprint on life that says, I came and I gave so that those who come after me can have more opportunity than I did. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody. I have been moved and motivated in my life by many great men and women who have come before me, but one that significantly stands out to me, maybe because his mother was named the same thing that mine was, Alberta Williams, was Dr. King. And he, with all that he did, had the essence of saying that if I can help somebody as I travel along, then my living would not be in vain. And when I think about this profession of social work, I think that it is time that we stand and take our rightful place among the world's professions. That I think that it is time that we stand and recognize what I think Mrs. Sarnat recognized, which was that we are not bleeding heart do-gooders. It is true that we do good. It is true that sometimes our heart goes out for those for whom we are seeking to do good. But we are administrators, we are college presidents, we are educators, we are professionals in the healthcare arena, we are professionals in human services and child welfare, and we are politicians. We are elected officials, those who have been empowered to do the things that we consider to be the broad perspectives of this field of social work, enhancing and enriching the quality of life. The essence of what we seek to do in alleviating the adverse social conditions that exist around us. But the thing that I believe will be the most powerful legacy that we will leave, which is promoting and ensuring and sustaining change through social justice. And for me, Mrs. Sarnat, it's interesting when you said that the Sarnat Foundation was created in 1966, and I thought, so was Casey Family Programs. And to be here some 42 years after the creation of this agency and being in a position to embrace what I believe Mrs. Sarnat saw when she found her passion in being a supporter of those who are in the social work education process, found her passion in saying that the public needs to understand who we are, and that the public needs to be able to grab what we ourselves need to grab, that we can stand and be accounted for. Because what we are calling for in this society, in this world, is a group of people who will accept what I think is a great calling. A calling that says we must move to a place where every society can accept full responsibility for every one of its citizens, irrespective of that citizen's economic status, irrespective of that citizen's starting point in the world, irrespective of their family lineage. We all must accept that what so many great people before us have said, and that is that we are connected to each other in a way that can never be broken, no matter how much we may seek to deny it through our political platforms, no matter how much we may seek to deny it through funding cuts and diminishment of support for social work and those who are in the human services field. We must, as a nation, if we are going to have a group of children who can grow into adulthood and who can continue this conversation about social justice, we must recognize that my success can never be independent from your failure. And Casey Family Programs has taken the mantle to say that we want to influence change in the arena of child welfare. And we have embarked upon a vision that we call our 2020 strategy for children. And this is but one area, one example of where social work makes a difference in the world. But we have concluded that there are too many children in the foster care system in this country, and that we refuse to believe that a country that is able to put men and women on the moon and allow them to live in space for extended periods of time, that that nation does not have the innovation and the capacity to care for 500,000 of its most vulnerable children. We believe that the issue here is commitment and leadership, and that we have taken the task to say that there is a cost to our inaction. We are seeking to cut the foster care system in half by the year 2020. Not that we will do it, but we will influence that occurrence across this country. And we will do so through three main efforts. One is our direct services, where we will demonstrate how quality practice can be done. And we will do so not because we have this enriched budget capacity from Casey Family Programs, but we will do so in a way that is affordable by any jurisdiction that seeks to do it. The second route will be through public policy, that we have to change the public discourse about vulnerable children and families, and that we have to begin to create measuring tools that really speak to how movement occurs. And the questions that we will seek to ask of jurisdictions will not be when will you get to 50% reduction, but how do you know that you are moving in that direction? And what is your answer to questions like, what is the salary for your social workers over the last 5 years? And has that salary gone up or down in that window? Because if it has not moved, then you're probably not headed in the right direction. What is the workload of your social workers over the last 5 years? If that workload has gone up as opposed to coming down and being more manageable, then you're probably not moving in the direction of the outcomes that you seek. How many directors or commissioners have you had in the last 5 years? And if you've had 2 or 3 in a 5-year window, then you're probably not moving in the right direction with respect to where your system is going. And I think that what we have to begin to do as we take this platform as social workers is ask the hard questions. Ask the questions of ourselves. Why am I doing this? Why am I in this place? What will be my footprint when I move away? But after we've had that introspection within ourselves, ask those who are with us, am I dictating the direction for the families that I serve? Or am I engaging them in creating their own futures? And asking the jurisdictions, are you willing to put the political will behind what you say is truly important to you? And I think that's a question that we have to even ask ourselves. Are we willing to put our own will behind bringing into existence that change that we all desire, no matter how much it costs? And do we do that in workforce development? Do we step up and say, yes, there may be 600,000 social workers, but the need is far greater than that? Do we do that by standing up and saying to our universities that you need to continuously innovate in your curriculum and understand whether or not what you are teaching and what you are giving, whether or not it is preparing the workforce for what they're going to deal with when they step out into the world? We have to push ourselves to never believe that we have arrived, but that every day is an opportunity to become. And I thank you for joining here with us tonight. I thank you, NASW and NASW Foundation, for believing that what I've been a part of is worthy of acknowledgement. And I thank you for continuing this walk that says the world will be different, and it will be different because I'm a part of it. Thank you, and God bless you.